Good evening, my faithful listeners. You're listening to Post Apocalyptic News Radio, your only source for the latest goings-on in the little corner of the post-apocalyptic wasteland we call home. It's that time of night where we interrupt the evening radio music and talk for a while. Just you and me and the wonderful, desolate wastes we loathe. According to the studio calendar, it's early December. It's that time again. A time of cheer and wonder, of joy and family. That is, it once was. The holidays mean very little in our world now. They are not but a fleeting memory of the world that was. Some among us still hold to these traditions even now, clinging to a hollow hope that by lighting candles or decorating a tree, that those traditions may yet survive. These acts remind them of before. A family lost, or safety and warmth. It gives them hope that the promise of tomorrow will be true. Many among the staff here at the studio think them fools, yet I am of a different opinion. These acts keep them from falling victim to the pits of despair, revitalizing ever-fleeting hope, and challenge the world to be better, if only for a moment. Perhaps their celebrations are lost to us, though the feeling they invoke, the determination that they instill in every soul that partakes, is something we desperately need. We as a whole need a little holiday spirit to carry us through. I've endeavored to help in this. I cannot force you to take up the holidays of the world that was, but I can invite you to partake in something new. The wonderful Wasteland Wonderland Festival. A new celebration for the season that we might all celebrate together, that we might forge greater bonds with our fellow man and endure the horrors of the wasteland as a community rather than alone or as isolated settlements. To facilitate this, we here at the studio have developed everything you'll need for the event, so please, take a moment, gather what you need to take notes. I'll wait. Everybody ready? Wonderful. We must begin with the understanding that this festival is a dangerous time. It is not dissimilar from our wasteland. For this season and this season alone, a creature wanders our world, a creature so foul as to kill men with a faint scent of its musk, blind children who have the misfortune to glimpse its visage, and leave women missing in the night only to be found in pieces as days pass. A creature that hides until the ash snow of winter falls, obscuring its view, lest its deadly gaze leave its prey slain in mass. This beast, the Navis Grell, can be heard in the distance. Your only warning comes with its mournful cry, a wailing, a bawling in the night. I implore you not to despair, for there is yet hope. To dispatch the Navis Grell, one must be swift or take precaution. You'll need to surround your home with shining things, reflective surfaces, for the beast has no immunity to its own hazards. Though this alone shall not work, it is my recommendation that your community be surrounded by the great things of your settlement. What you do, what you sell or excel in, place these things about your settlement, share them with your neighbors, place them about. This as the beast despises displays of industrious hands. Doing these things shall protect any home and every family. But beware, for a hole in this armor does exist. The beast craves the flesh of youth. The slippery meat satisfies its appetite greater than any other. Youth are protected by your industry, by your reflection, yet their actions may prove to defy your efforts. For a youthful soul who acts with malice, that would harm their friends, their neighbors, and the domestic beasts they love, these the beast can smell perfectly. They send it into a blind frenzy. The beast will be blind to your industry, to your reflections. Your child and family will meet with a fate most terrible. However, do not despair, for I must remind you, this beast is false, a fabrication for the festival, for a threat, a shadow in the dark, a sound in the night, an enemy in the snow to unite against is vital for our festival. We assure you, the Navis Grell is a pure fabrication. This festival is, by all accounts, designed to unite the people of any settlement, to combat the danger of the season, the monster of the day. It forces cooperation, brotherhood, and the unity of soul. To demonstrate this, allow me a moment to tell you of our celebration here in the studio. We began by decorating the studio, within and without, with polished can coins, records, old discs, and shards of a mirror, as well as with radios playing recordings from recent broadcasts. Generally, they were playing the in-house made music, but a few news reports were going as well. Following this, the staff gathered in the storage room to share with one another our personal crafts. While we all keep the studio running, working it as hard as we can, this is far from the only professions the staff hold. Director W began by providing long hats for each member of staff. Each had one for themselves, though Director W did not want to wear his own. Fortunately, however, Miss Beans, who you may recall lives in the storage room, did not appreciate him being alone in not wearing one. She did protest quite loudly, and this was enough to persuade Director W to don his own long hat. This pleased the ever-demanding Miss Beans, who promptly curled up on his lap and fell asleep. Now I should say, Director W did not craft these, but rather procured them. How and from where he did not say, and I admit we did not press the matter. Jenny, being the handy sort she is, managed jars of fruit preserves. It's not terribly dissimilar from jam, and was made from the fruit of the Delwalk. When she had time to gather such fruit, let alone make 20 jars, I'll never know. I should say it is absolutely delicious, and we'll be talking about the recipe in a future broadcast. They really were quite good, Jenny, thank you. George, kind and quite gifted with clay, made for us all new mugs and plates. Having used clay from deep below the surface, these earthen dishes hardly register on any Geiger counter, and are so well made, I'd have thought them salvaged if not for his own thumbprint on the bottom of each piece. Finally, Mr. Adam Johnson, who before the incident worked for much larger productions than this, he did set a large display and presented to the entire studio a film of his own creation. It was truly beautiful and remarkable. One day he hopes to share it with you, so I shouldn't discuss it further. Many more staff were present to exchange their works, but I'm afraid these are all I have time for. We're going to head into a commercial now, but when we come back, it'll be time for the next episode of Argonaut of the Wasteland. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for our next program. From all of us here at the studio, from the bottom of our hearts, we wish you and yours a very happy holiday. And, if you're truly out there, good luck.